Hi friends, I'm here. Gonna do another video for you on some things to remember about traveling to India with children. So here we go. The first thing that I did was I prepped my daughter for pretty much a couple of years. We always knew that we were going to go traveling to India. So what happened was that I would always just show her videos and videos and videos on YouTube and just let her know, look, this is India. This is how it sounds. This is what you're going to see. These things might be alarming. There's monkeys. There's lots of things that are going to be very exciting, but always stay close to mommy. See, it's important to prep the child because if you're a Westerner like myself, there also could be culture shock, and children, small children especially, don't always know what to make of these things. So it's important that you educate yourself first about what you're getting into if you've never been to India, but also make sure that you are communicating it to your child. I mean, I wouldn't want to be thrown into some random country for what, and for who. So I always want an explanation, so why not provide that for your child? And so the next thing you want to do is obviously consider the time and the place that you're going and the circumstances in which you might face. Please do as much research about the locations, the areas that you're traveling to, the time periods. So for example, if you're going to travel during a holiday time such as Holi or Shivratri, depending on where you go, these sorts of festivals can be really big and intimidating, right? So you may feel like you want to participate in the local events, but they just may not be safe for a child or women or who knows, right? So you always want to think about accessibility as well when you're traveling. And also prep your child for what they might see. But I do not recommend taking children out during these extremely festive times, especially in certain areas, because they just may not be safe and they may be way overwhelming. Please keep in mind that in India and a lot of places, celebrations are done with loud music. And so if your child is sensory sensitive, like my daughter is, I had to make the decisions to keep her away from some of these events and also music areas where people gather a lot and play a lot of music. She just couldn't handle that. So I just chose to keep her indoors, and we enjoyed it. It was a lot less stressful. The next thing is, remember the taste buds of children. Children sense everything differently. So in India, if you are not used to spice, you may want to err on the safe side and just ask for no spice. And you may have to repeat no spice a couple of times and make sure that you always taste your kids' foods. If you're ordering, I recommend ordering in restaurants, not outside, not for the little ones. If you want to be adventurous, by all means, go for it. But if you're traveling with a kid, please keep in mind that if you get sick, then you have to tend to them. And I've seen people get pretty sick with diarrhea and be taken down for a couple of days. And that's, everybody gets sick, I think, at least once on their trips. But India, you have to take good care. So take care of yourself, take care of your kids and their taste buds. Ask for no spice, err on the safe side, because 9 times out of 10, they're going to put a little spice in there. Same thing with garlic and onion. If you're a family like mine that we don't eat garlic and onion, you want to look for restaurants that say pure veg on them. Pure veg is usually catering to the sattvic lifestyle, which means no eggs, no onions, no garlic, no mushrooms in the food. Okay, so you can also plan to cook, and you can bring some nice items back from home, or rather from home to the airplane, or just to help give you all a buffer for the first couple days that you're settling into India, because it can be overwhelming, and getting to know what the food choices are like can be intense. The next thing is, do not overpack. Don't overpack, period. But don't overpack toys and don't overpack clothes. What I highly recommend is, if you want some toys, they have tons of toys on the streets that the child can play with. Even if it's a temporary toy, you can always choose to donate to a child in need before you come back, so that you're not hauling around toys. when you're coming back home, so you can still plan to travel light. The quality of toys isn't always the best there, but there is Amazon India. So if you know where you're going to be staying in advance, you can always plan to order anything that you'll need in advance through Amazon. I was in a village called Vrindavan, and Amazon was delivering to Vrindavan. So daily, might I add. Okay, so yeah, so don't overpack. But I do recommend some crayons and some cute little fidget toys or gadgets, small things that you can pull out anywhere that the kid will find multiple uses for. And for that, I like Dollar Tree. Dollar stores usually have some really cool carry-on things that, in case you want to donate them to kids in need after you're done with them, you could just hand them right off and it won't necessarily break the budget or hurt you too much. Also for children, you want to make sure you're bringing at least one comfort item. I ended up getting a small version, a mini version of something that my daughter really loved. But this is a small toy that we just got from Scotland. A friend of ours came back from Scotland recently. But I will just say that, a small stuffy or a blankie or something small and compact that the child can always carry with them will make them feel like they're close to home, because they do get homesick, believe it or not. Okay, and the next thing that I'd like to recommend is organic and natural melatonin. This helps with the sleep cycles, because sleep cycles could be off. You might find yourself in a car or on a train or on an airplane, and it's the most opportune time to have your little one sleep. I'm not advocating for regular use of melatonin, but it does certainly help when they're a little agitated or experiencing discomfort, and you might want them to take a little quick nap. Maybe if they're a little angsty or nervous. Sometimes they don't have the words, so I encourage you to first and foremost learn your child, learn their love languages, learn how they communicate, and also about their nonverbal communication. But that melatonin can come in really handy, and it did for me. Next is earplugs. Again, if they're sound sensitive, if you know you're going to be around those places in India where they do not have noise regulation, there's a lot of beeping in traffic. Even if people are in a standstill traffic, you're going to hear the beeping. And the beeping might come from a motorcycle or bike next to you, or a tuk-tuk or rickshaw next to you. So please keep that in mind. And of course, those cars, when people are in cars, those horns are even louder. So sometimes you'll need the earplugs, and you'll just want the wax ones that stay on the outside, not the ones that go inside. Also, masks. We all know about masks after some time in a pandemic. And so I just want to recommend that you keep those masks around if you're going to be going to any places that have dust. Even in the rickshaws, you will get dust flying in your face. So you'd probably want to have some protective gear. That certainly also came in handy, is those face masks. My daughter wore those, and she was able to not get sand in her nose and in her mouth. Even sunglasses might be helpful if the child has sensitivity with the eyes. But if you're going to do glasses, I recommend that you get with the straps, because monkeys, which leads me to my next point. Monkeys steal items. Monkeys are everywhere in India, okay? It's just a thing. And they are naughty. They're known for being naughty. They are rogues and they are thieves. And they will take everything from glasses, and they will take backpacks and rip open bags. So if you are carrying food, make sure it's very sealed and it's in your backpack. Don't let your child carry food. Do not let your child eat like from a bag of chips outside. A monkey will take it, or flash their fangs in some cases with the bigger monkeys, and also terrorize children and whole families, which I've seen. It wasn't cute. I was actually very concerned. Children were screaming, families were screaming. So it's not to scare you, but it's to make you aware. Monkeys. Do your research. Tons of YouTube videos on this stuff. Wash your hands often. Wash the hands of the child often. I carried these little strips. They were dry strips, and you just wet them and they turn into soap and they dissolve in your hands, and that was it. So it was really easy to carry in a little carry pack. I'm sorry, I wish I had all this stuff laid out so I can show it to you, but you can find those on Amazon. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video on some things that you can bring to India for your child, and stay tuned for more videos. I'm going to give lots of tips on what you can do and bring to make your life a lot easier. Thank you.